Welcome to step 2. As a short review, do you recall what your one and true reason is for quitting? Yes, because you want to take back control of your life. This week, we will be looking at the two sides of your smoking addiction and how they play equally strong parts. Now that you know your reason for quitting and have it set firmly in your mind, we need to look more closely at what your addiction is really all about. Other programs will have you pick a day to quit smoking. Then they want to teach you how to deal with the triggers and the anxiety, and that's where they fail you. This is challenging stuff. Those methods make it much harder than it needs to be, and many times create even more frustration. In music, we love harmony. The complementary notes change the music into something much more complex. In smoking, the harmony also makes your addiction more complex. It's what makes the addiction incredibly difficult to break. There's the chemical notes and the physical note. Until now, the chemical notes has been the only one that anybody ever talks about. It's the most obvious, and it's also the one that creates all the disastrous problems with your body. It also creates all the cravings. The chemical note is the melody. However, part of the reason that most people who try to quit end up failing is because the method they tried didn't give any attention to the harmony of the physical note. That's what we will do with you. We are going to break your addiction into two parts and attack them separately, one at a time, to give you more chances to succeed. We will show you how to overcome them one at a time. It's like a modern-day divide and conquer. The chemical notes are your brain's response to nicotine, and nicotine is probably one of the most addictive chemicals known to man. Basically, nicotine educates your brain to look for more nicotine, and after a while, your brain starts to go out of its way to secure more of it. It sets up what is commonly referred to as triggers. These are habit points where your brain is demanding for you to appease it with more nicotine. The times of day when you regularly smoke, or activities that you regularly do while smoking, they're kind of sneaky. They don't have to be significant times, just when your brain says, "Hey buddy, give me another blast of nicotine here and I'll leave you alone for an hour." Think of your daily routine and the times your triggers are firing off urges for a cigarette. Which ones hit the hardest? We're going to sort you into smaller groups and send you off into breakout rooms so you'll all have an opportunity to participate in talking about your particular set of triggers. When you come back in about 10 minutes, you'll share out some of the points discussed and their common occurrence for many of you. Keep in mind, besides those chemicals being the metaphorical drivers of the vehicle, there are other passengers with baggage, such as tars and toxins.
Okay, we've laid the groundwork, and it's time to get going. Remember that we've broken your addiction down into halves. Let's go tackle the first half. That's how simple this is going to be. No one is going to take away your cigarettes. You're not going to cut down by twos or any number, in fact. You won't be taking any drugs. You won't be going cold turkey. Let's just take that step. Here's what you do on day 1. Light up a cigarette just like you always do. Put it in your mouth just like you always do. But now instead of inhaling, you're just going to pull smoke into your mouth and then blow it out. You get to keep the physical habit of putting a cigarette to your mouth, and you still get all the taste of your regular brand of cigarette. You just don't inhale. Wow, is that ever easy? It's so simple that it sounds like we're pulling your leg, but we're not. Yep, you heard right. Light up all the cigarettes that you normally would. First thing in the morning. After a meal. With a cup of coffee. With a beer, you get the idea. This is important. And no pressure on you to change your life today. 0. Nada. None. Just don't inhale. Actually, you'll find smoking is still pretty satisfying without inhaling. Your cigarettes will taste exactly the same because they are exactly the same. And it takes almost no willpower. We say almost no willpower because you do have to be aware of the process. Just don't inhale. You'll forget a few times, that's okay. You'll forget fewer and fewer times by the end of the day. So how do you feel about this? What are your reactions? Are you feeling confident in this one small step? Let's take a moment to share our thoughts. This is the extent of your program right now. Light them all up just like you normally do, but don't inhale. So far, so good. Today will be a new experience for you, no doubt. It's just a simple change to your already existing habit. However, just because it's so simple, don't underestimate the importance of what you've just heard. Remember, we are attacking only the chemical aspect right now.
This week we will continue creating habits of a non-smoking lifestyle by utilizing your current habit, smoking. So, every time you go to smoke, you also engage in that new, healthier behavior. Long story short, habit pairing increases the likelihood of engaging in the new habit because you've paired it with something that is already habitual or something that you enjoy. Think of it this way, you'll implement a new habit at the same time you are already doing something you're in the habit of, like brushing your teeth or that you enjoy, like your morning coffee. Here are some examples of habit replacement that can help shift you toward a non-smoker's lifestyle. Listen to an audiobook or podcast about learning or self-help instead of scrolling while smoking your cigarette. Do a repeated exercise after each puff. Do 5 squats, 5 calf raises, or 5 rounds of air punches. If you can't do those, hold a stretch between each puff or do something like rolling your shoulders or your neck. Practice diaphragmatic breaths in between puffs. Breathe in through your nose, focusing on filling your stomach with air before filling your lungs. Then exhale, focusing on exhaling the air from and deflating your stomach. Take a moment to think. What are some habits you think would be present in a non-smoker's life that you'd like to start to build? Before you go, for this week coming up, here are your tasks. First, you are continuing to internalize your real reason for quitting. Second, you are holding true to not inhaling. You can continue to use as many cigarettes as you need as long as you don't inhale. Last, complete the brain teaser challenge. Figure out who these 2 famous people are that have quit smoking by unscrambling the letters on the screen. Send your answers to your facilitator so we know who sent the first correct answers. Next week you must be present to win.